Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're looking past the sheer wow factor of AI, which, let's be honest, is pretty impressive.
Oh, absolutely. Instant translation, recognizing images, beating grandmasters at Go. It's come so far, so
It
fast.
really has. But we want to dig into something else today. We're embarking on a journey to uncover AI's true frontiers, its limits.
Right. Because it often feels like it can do almost anything.
Exactly. So the big question for our deep dive is, what can't AI do? At least not yet. What are those fundamental boundaries? What's still uniquely human?
That's the crucial question.
Our mission today is to explore insights from leading AI researchers to really map out these boundaries. We want to look at where AI struggles, things like context, actual understanding, maybe even emotions.
Give you a clearer, more nuanced picture than just the headlines.
Precisely. So, where should we start peeling back these layers?
Well, I think we have to start with AI's biggest strength, its superpower, really.
Yeah.
Pattern recognition. So much of the progress, especially in the last decade, comes from deep learning neural networks. These systems are brilliant at finding patterns in massive amounts of data.
Right, like sifting through mountains of information.
Exactly. Think about supervised learning. That's the
Yeah.
main technique. You feed the AI tons of labeled examples like, this email is spam, this one isn't.
Mm-hmm.
The AI then converts the text or image or whatever into these numerical representations. They call them feature vectors. And then it basically finds a mathematical way to connect those patterns to the label, spam or not spam.
Okay, so it's identifying these complex mathematical relationships, but that leads straight into a big limitation, doesn't it? The whole black box thing and how much data AI needs.
You nailed it. That's a huge one. AI is amazing for specific tasks if it has enormous labeled data sets. Think ImageNet for pictures, or all the data needed for self-driving cars.
But humans don't learn like that, do they?
Not at all. A child might see one cat, maybe two, and get the concept.
Yeah.
An AI, it needs thousands, sometimes millions, of pictures labeled cat. It's this almost unhuman need for data.
Why is there such a huge gap?
It's what researchers call the long tail challenge. The real world is full of weird, specific, rare situations, edge cases.
Okay.
Individually, they're rare, but collectively, they happen all the time. You simply can't create labeled data for every single possibility out there. It's infinite.
That makes sense. And I've heard this can lead to problems like overfitting.
Exactly. Overfitting is a major headache. The AI gets too good at recognizing the specific data it was trained on. It learns superficial clues instead of the actual concept.
Can you give an example?
Sure, say you train an AI to recognize animals, but maybe all your training photos have blurry backgrounds.
Okay.
Then you show it a picture of the same animal, but with a sharp, clear background. The AI might completely fail.
Because it learned the blurry background, not the animal itself.
Precisely. It learned a statistical correlation that wasn't actually relevant. Or think about AI playing a simple game like Breakout. Some studies found that if you just shift the paddle slightly, like a few pixels from where it was during training, the AI's performance can totally collapse.
Wow. So it hasn't really learned how to play Breakout in a general way.
Exactly. It learned, as some researchers put it, specific contingencies for particular scenarios. It's mastering the test, not the subject. It's kind of faking it.
That really highlights the difference between pattern matching and genuine understanding.
Yeah.
And even getting these systems to work requires a lot of human effort, right? It's not fully automatic.
Oh, definitely not. Even with all that data, optimizing these deep learning models, tuning the
And
hyperparameters,
there's like the settings for how the AI learns.
sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
The underlying rules and structure. Tuning those is often called an art form, even alchemy.
Alchemy.
Seriously,
Mm.
there might only be a few hundred people worldwide who are truly masters at it.
Mm.
It still requires a huge amount of human intuition and trial and error.
So human alchemists are still essential. That's fascinating. It makes you wonder then if it's so data hungry and reliant on human tweaking. How much is it actually understanding? Let's dig into that.
Right. Beyond just recognizing patterns, what does it comprehend?
This seems to be where AI really hits a wall, especially with things like common sense and deeper meaning.
And language is probably the toughest battleground for this. Natural language processing, NLP, has made huge strides. AI can transcribe speech, translate, write text.
Some of it's amazing.
It is. But it often struggles profoundly with the ambiguity and context that are just natural to human language.
Oh, definitely. Like those funny transcription errors hearing moose is my favorite dessert and writing moose is my favorite dessert.
Exactly. Or the bare-headed man needed a hat, becoming
wow.
the bareheaded man needed a hat.
Right. For us, the context makes it obvious, but the AI just hears the sound.
It lacks that world knowledge, that common sense backdrop, and it goes deeper. AI struggles with why we say things, intentionality.
What do you mean?
Well, if you tell your smart assistant the printer is broken, it might just log that as a fact.
Okay.
It probably won't infer that you actually want help fixing it. It doesn't grasp the underlying goal or intention behind your statement, the sort of implicit structure of conversation.
That's a really key difference. It reminds me of IBM's Watson playing Jeopardy! Super impressive.
Absolutely groundbreaking at the time.
But was it really understanding the clues? Or was it just incredibly good at pattern matching keywords and statistics across its massive database of information?
That's the debate many experts had. It was a triumph of information retrieval and statistical correlation, likely not deep comprehension in the human sense. It's that surface-level performance again.
Which brings us squarely to common sense reasoning. AI seems to lack it almost entirely.
It really does. There's a classic test using something called Bongard problems. Have you heard of those?
Vaguely. They're visual puzzles, right?
Yeah. Little abstract visual puzzles. You see 2 sets of 6 simple drawings. You have to figure out the rule that differentiates the left set from the right set. Humans can usually get it pretty quickly, often with just those 12 examples. We grasp the abstract essence.
And AI.
Well, even powerful systems like convolutional neural networks, after being trained on tens of thousands of similar same versus different tasks, perform barely better than random guessing on new Bongard-style problems.
Wow. Tens of thousands of examples and still barely guessing.
Yeah. It shows a fundamental gap in the ability to generalize and make abstractions from limited data. Our brains just seem wired differently for that.
It points to something deeper missing. What about cause and effect?
That's another huge one. Causal reasoning. Understanding why things happen. This is a real hang-up for current deep learning.
Because it's good at correlation, not causation.
Exactly. It can learn that event A and event B often happen together, but it struggles to figure out if A causes B, or B causes A, or if some hidden factor C causes both.
Like the classic ice cream sales and drowning deaths both go up in summer example, one doesn't cause the other.
Precisely. And understanding causality is considered absolutely essential if we ever want to achieve artificial general intelligence, or AGI. A true thinking machine needs to grasp cause and effect.
We see this limitation in things like self-driving cars too, don't we? They seem amazing navigating complex cities.
They are amazing feats of engineering. But how do they do it, especially in chaotic places like, say, downtown Manhattan?
Detailed maps, sensors.
Incredibly detailed maps, down to the centimeter, and sophisticated sensors like LiDAR. They're essentially faking their way around, as one expert put it. They aren't truly understanding the intentions of other drivers or predicting novel situations based on common sense the way a human driver does.
So they rely on massive data and sensors to compensate for a lack of real-world understanding.
Pretty much. Humans use common sense, analogy, and intuition to handle those infinite long-tail situations, those edge cases we talked about. AI just isn't there yet. It's a pragmatic solution for now, but it's not human-like intelligence.
Okay, so understanding common sense, causality, these are huge cognitive gaps. But what about the more uniquely human dimensions, like emotions, subjective experience?
Right, moving beyond just cognition into the affective domain. This is where AI seems even further behind emotional intelligence, for example.
Can AI understand or have emotions?
Well, current AI, despite being smart in certain ways, largely lacks anything resembling emotional intelligence. There's research trying to teach machines to read human facial expressions or tone of voice.
Okay, recognizing emotion.
Recognizing patterns associated with emotion, yes. But that's very different from having emotions, understanding their context, or integrating them into behavior. One researcher pointed out that even a 2-year-old trying to escape a crib shows a coordinated intelligence involving emotion, intention, and persistence that AI just doesn't have.
That's a great comparison. The toddler has a goal, feels frustration, tries different strategies. It's a whole integrated system.
Exactly. And then there's the really deep philosophical question of qualia.
Qualia, that's the subjective feeling of experience, right? Like the redness of red or the taste of coffee.
Precisely. The actual what it's like aspect of consciousness. Experts admit it's incredibly difficult, maybe impossible, to capture that in formal computational systems. We don't even know if it's theoretically possible for machines to have genuine subjective experiences, let alone the kind that would make them, say, morally relevant.
So consciousness itself is a massive question mark.
A huge one. And tied to that is the idea of a sense of self, or having genuine goals.
Does AI have goals?
Not in the way we do. Current AI systems are tools. They're built by us, humans, to achieve our goals. They don't have their own intrinsic motivations, desires, or a sense of self-preservation guiding their actions.
So the idea of an AI deciding things for itself, based on its own self-concept.
That's pure science fiction right now. As one expert said, we don't have any notion like that in AI today. They execute the objectives we give them.
This actually leads to a really interesting, maybe slightly unsettling philosophical worry some people have.
Oh, what's that?
The fear that as AI gets better, it might reveal that the things we cherish most about being human intelligence, creativity, even consciousness, are actually, well, disappointingly simple to mechanize.
Ah, the trivialization fear. That AI might reduce the human spirit to just bag of tricks.
Exactly. That maybe what makes us feel unique isn't as mysterious or special as we thought. It forces you to really think about what intelligence is.
It definitely does. It's a profound challenge to our self-perception. So given all these deep limitations, data dependency, lack of understanding, no common sense, no emotions or self, where does that leave the quest for artificial general intelligence, AGI?
The dream of the true thinking machine.
Yeah, the AI that can think, learn, and adapt across basically any domain, just like a human. Pass the Turing test, theoretically.
Well, the predictions are all over the map, aren't they?
Completely. You've got optimists like Ray Kurzweil predicting human-level AI around 2029.
Which is really soon.
And then you have skeptics like Rodney Brooks saying maybe not until 2200 or even later.
Wow, that's a huge range. Centuries apart.
It just shows how much uncertainty there is and how significant the remaining hurdles are perceived to be.
I like the metaphor some researchers use. It's like climbing a hill. Deep learning got us up this amazing hill with incredible views.
Right, huge breakthroughs.
But now that we're near the top of this hill, we look ahead and see a series of other hills rising in front of us.
And those hills are common sense, causality, true understanding, maybe consciousness.
Exactly. Deep learning was a powerful climb, a fantastic tool, but it's not the whole mountain range. It's one tool in the toolbox, not the magic bullet for AGI.
So what does that imply for the near future if AGI is still far off or at least uncertain?
Well, it strongly suggests the focus should shift. Maybe less about AI replacing humans and more about AI complementing humans.
Augmenting our abilities.
Precisely. This idea of thought partnership is gaining ground. Designing AI systems that learn, reason, and communicate in ways that extend what we can do, rather than just trying to perfectly mimic us.
That feels like a much more productive and probably achievable goal in the medium term.
I think so too. AI can handle the routine, data-heavy tasks, freeing us up for the things that require creativity, complex judgment, empathy, interpersonal skills.
So while some jobs will inevitably change or disappear,
New ones will emerge, focusing on those uniquely human skills. Managing AI, working alongside it, handling complex, unstructured problems. The key becomes adaptability, retraining, lifelong learning.
absolutely. And it also brings focus back to the present-day challenges of AI.
You mean instead of worrying only about hypothetical superintelligence wiping us out someday?
Exactly. While that's a valid long-term discussion for some, many experts feel it can be a distraction from the very real, immediate ethical issues we face now. Like algorithmic bias, AI systems inheriting biases present in the human-generated data they're trained on.
Right, leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
Yeah. And issues of accountability, who's responsible when an AI makes a mistake?
Mm.
Trustworthiness, can we rely on these systems, especially in critical areas? And just the general unintended consequences of deploying powerful AI without fully understanding its limitations or societal impact.
These are problems stemming directly from the limitations we've been discussing. The lack of true understanding, the brittleness, the data issues.
Exactly. These need our attention right now. Ultimately, AI development is this ongoing journey. It's not a straight line. There are breakthroughs, yes, but also these persistent fundamental challenges.
We're still very much figuring it out.
Very much so. We're learning as we go.
Well, that brings us towards the end of this deep dive. We've really covered a lot of ground today, unpacking AI's current frontiers.
From its huge appetite for labeled data
To its real struggles with genuine understanding, common sense, causality.
and the deeply human realms of emotion, subjective experience, and self-awareness.
It's clear that while AI is incredibly powerful for specific data-rich tasks, the road to anything resembling human-like general intelligence is, well, it's still long and full of unsolved problems.
Definitely. And maybe the key takeaway isn't just about what machines can't do, it's also about gaining a renewed appreciation for the sheer sophistication of human intelligence.
Yeah, and the importance of designing AI ethically, focusing on systems that complement and enhance our lives, not just try to replicate us wholesale.
Well said.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Given that AI might never truly grasp the redness of red or intuitively understand why people do what they do, what unique human qualities, creativity, empathy, critical thinking, ethical judgment become even more valuable in a world increasingly shaped by AI. How does knowing these limits change how you think about intelligence, human potential, and maybe even the essence of being human? Something to ponder.